neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor. I like your plant. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plants in this home.
When you put it like that, it's oh.
But how many bedrooms?
How did it happen? And they're all fairly inexpensive. Like, this thing was $3. The ivy was like $2.50. So.
Like, I'm not coming for you. Like, I don't want to talk about how many, like, lipsticks I own. You want to talk about book club?
Yes, books.
Okay, we joined a book club, and I'm not that great at book clubs.
I'm not either, mostly because I'm busy. Like,
yeah. But we did like a quarterly book club. Like we literally met like every 2 to 3 months. And we only read like
one book.
Two,
that's right.
Because we read Ruby Fruit Jungle.
And then The Color Purple.
Color Purple, my fave. That is my fave right now. Like that book is like, it was good.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to reread some childhood novels because, you know, when you read something and you think you know what it's talking about, but then when you're older and you reread it, you're like, what the hell did I think this was? So, trying to do the Golden Compass and the His Dark Materials series again.
I heard the Golden Compass is good. Sorry.
It's really good. I loved it. Read it when I was like 12 or so.
Changed your life?
It did change my life. It's one of those books. Mm-hmm. And then, this new book club, what kind of books are they into?
It's like about body diversity, not just body positivity, but body diversity.
That's great, though, because I love body positivity, and I love celebrating all bodies. Mm-hmm. And actually, it was a mutual friend of ours, so I'm not like that openly talking about my weight and excess weight all the time. But it's something I've had to come to terms with. Like I spoke in the last podcast about being pre-surgery or whatever. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'm not paying the goddamn deductible again.
Right.
But anyway, a friend of ours who's really, really thin, she's like, I'm all for the body positivity, but at the same time, there's some of us that are just naturally skinny, and we're not, like, we feel maybe not as included because everyone's saying, oh, you're too skinny, you need to eat a sandwich.
Or
and
you're
she's
perfect,
like,
and I'm jealous of your body.
And they don't feel perfect because we always want, like, I feel
everyone is insecure about their body.
Everybody, men included, and then of course everyone in between. You
know who I haven't seen be very ashamed of bodies is like children, because they don't know yet. They haven't been socialized to like hate their bodies yet.
Oh, but it starts a lot younger now, I think, because of social media, because they're bombarded with image after image after image. And actually, I saw this really funny meme. So I know that we're both like 90s kids. So there's this meme where it's like 5-year-olds in my day, which was, those windbreakers that came in multiple patterns.
I have one now as an adult. It's purple with gold trim, and it is everything. It like fulfills my Golden Girl memories.
Yeah, probably like original. And actually, if you go to Target right now, that's in fashion. Like, we saw a legitimate, like, pair of 90s jeans.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wear the jacket a lot, and I get compliments, but I'm like, oh, bitch, you don't even know. I have pants to match.
Oh, my God. Status symbol.
Right? Because I got it at Salvation Army. But, like, that's what we used to wear when we were kids.
I know. And
we looked like little trash bags.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
hyper
and you made noise every time. And have you seen those ones where it's like the wind didn't stand a chance, and it's like family photos, and they all have windbreakers? Dead. It's so funny.
It's like an awkward family photo, right? I love that site.
But then the rest of the meme, it said, now 5-year-olds nowadays, and it was some girl like all glammed up with her hair flowing and like flawless face. I don't know how you can have a flawless face as a 5-year-old.
It's YouTube.
Yeah,
everybody has YouTube. Nobody had YouTube when we were kids. We had fucking, what was it?
Nickelodeon.
MySpace.
Oh my
And
gosh.
all of those pictures were just like a lot of eyeliner and just straight
Emo.
hair. It was our emo days.
Yeah.
I remember like a lot of young women learned how to code because of that.
Yes, because they were trying to do their MySpace.
Yeah. And you could do that. Like I remember like kind of figuring out some of the like codes to like add like, ooh, now there's gonna be like a raining popsicles behind my thing.
Right.
It was really dramatic. And when you like I made it so that you had to listen to my music if you were on my page.
Right.
Do you remember your top 5?
Oh my god. Yes. And the fact that your first friend was always Tom.
Right? What a dick.
He's just got this goofy picture like
I guess Tom never did us no harm.
he didn't. I mean, it was cool. I remember.
Comparing him to Zuckerberg or whatever.
Right. He was just a low-key dude. Don't know what he does nowadays.
Well, I feel like a lot of us have been getting pretty, like, beat up by Facebook.
Facebook, well, it's because of the way that our society has changed to it.
Right.
Like, because I remember in the beginning days of Facebook, because literally we were there at the beginning of Facebook. Believe it or not.
In
like
the beginning.
when there was Flare and an actual wall. Do you remember those buttons you could put on your Facebook wall?
I don't remember anything
You could do
before
like
now.
a widget, like an applet, and then you could do pieces of Flare. There was a lot more stuff you could rearrange your stuff, and now it's just
I remember how it did change from being like formatable to where it's just like a block of text.
Right.
Like this thing that you scroll
and it's
down.
more photo focused instead of before where you had like your favorite books, your favorite movies, your favorite quotes.
favorites, yes.
Yeah, and then on YouTube, I also feel like there's people, like adults that attack kids that, like those little boys that do the makeup. And maybe they're not aware, but then adults are making them aware that that shouldn't be. And I think that's really damaging and dangerous.
Did you hear about what happened in Oklahoma? How a whole school had to be shut down because parents on a Facebook forum were talking straight up trash on this little kid. This little girl who's transitioning had to go to the staff bathroom in her former school, and then in the new school she was going to have to use the girls' room, and the parents were all sorts of transphobic online, talking about how like they were saying some gross shit. I don't even want to repeat a lot of
And
it,
that's
but
so
like they
fucked
were
up.
also threatening like physical violence.
Yeah.
They had to shut the school down.
Oh my God.
And it's in a small community, so like people know each other
How
there.
are they threatened by something so innocent as just, it's your outer shell? Like, it's nothing to do with you. I mean, it does, like, obviously your identity and whatnot, but
They're kids.
they're kids. They're not sexual yet, and they shouldn't be.
And the thing is, what you're doing right now, like bullying as an adult, like that is fucked up.
And you know that, like you're saying, children may not be aware, but when they become aware, it's pretty much because of adults. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm really, it really bums me out to hear that because it's
trash.
I feel sometimes that the people that are against, you know, body love and all of this, they're the most harmful right now because they're just spewing hatred. And I'm like,
they don't even, like, the thing is that they call people, and I'm sorry if I say this word.
Well, if you're using it as an example, it's
Right.
not that you're aligning with the meaning.
Right. But libtard is something that they use that for me is like really upsetting because
That's also a shitty excuse for your political beliefs. Like just saying, oh, it's just because you're liberal, or, oh, it's just because you're Republican. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, sometimes I really don't align with your views, not
It's
politically, but
stupid.
because of your person. Like,
yeah, like I don't want to be the person to tell you that you shouldn't say this thing. But
Right.
I will be that person. Yeah, you have freedom of speech, but I
When it's
also
being-
have freedom of speech too, bitch. And I'm fucking offended.
Right,
And
and when
I'm
it's
allowed
being-
to be offended by your fucking speech.
and when it's aimed at you in a slanderous manner, why would you not? I mean, why wouldn't you say something? Because it's not it's not fair to use that. And I think the same thing about people constantly saying, Republicans, look what you did. And I'm like, sure, there's conservatives and Republicans, but not everybody falls into that tiny little category that you're pinholing everyone into.
It just sucks.
It sucks. And I think that if we should all be open to ideas, but the hate doesn't need to be there. You can believe whatever you want, but don't hate and actively go out of your way to damage somebody because of your beliefs.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not fair to be like, I think something and I'm right.
And you're wrong.
And then, like, I'm not going to respect what you have to say about this matter because I know I'm right and I'm not giving you space to even entertain.
And you can't possibly be right in any capacity because I'm right and I know I'm right because of reasons unknown, and you're wrong because you're a liberal, and that's not correct.
I think there was this thing where people were like wearing T-shirts that said I would rather be Russian than a liberal or a Democrat or something like that.
Right.
And I'm like, right now, we are in such a place where that can be considered treason.
And it's all division because, okay, so using that as I'd rather be Russian, that's like saying that the whole entire Russian population is somehow less than human. And that's not fair either because if they're a political state.
Well, I think they're saying I would rather be a treasonous little bitch than watch myself and care about poor people, care about black people, care about women, care about the immigrants, LGBT community, care about queer people, care about anything because I am such a fucking bigot that I would rather be associated with white people who fucked over America than be considered a white person who is fighting for America right now. Like, whether we like it or not, I personally do not like to associate myself with either fucking party because they're all white.
I look at both views. Like, if you're the candidate that's Republican and I agree with what your stance is, then damn it, I'll vote for you. But
I'm waiting for a Republican who's pro-abortion.
Or pro-choice.
Whatever. Whatever.
Right.
Pro-Planned Parenthood.
Yes, pro-healthcare, because the last thing we need... Okay, so this is...
you know what I mean? Like, I needed to know that people like me can go to a facility that is safe, clean, and accessible
and that
for me to do whatever the fuck I need to do with my body.
Yes, and that doesn't mean that I have to go and do the same thing. It's like... Okay, so I think people are using that anything to say, oh, so you want to jump off a cliff? I'm not going to jump off a cliff. You're stupid for wanting me to do that. And I'm like, if you want to jump off a cliff, go for it. But remember that thing you always tell your kids, just because your friends are jumping off a cliff doesn't mean you need to. But you never said go burn your friends at the stake because they want to jump off a cliff.
Right.
So why not respect other people? And if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Like,
right.
It's not that hard.
I have a deep, deep anger whenever I hear any man talk about birth control or any issue that has to do with, like, what happens to a fetus when it is entering a body that is not theirs.
I think that if they're misinformed and placing judgment, then that's not cool. But I know there are some men that are actively seeking to understand. It's still difficult. Honestly, I feel like I may be in that same position. I've never had a fetus inside my body. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not sure how my views will be.
Well, and that's your choice though, right? You're a grown woman.
Exactly.
You're in a relationship where you're trying to, like, build a family, and it's not something that is for everyone. I'm not saying go out and get all the abortions you can, ladies.
No, but I'm also planning. Like, right now, our choice is not to expand our family.
Right.
And our definition of family doesn't just mean the stereotypical, whatever. If we choose to adopt, still family. If I choose to only have dogs and plants, that's my family.
Yeah, I was going to say you just added at least 16.
Oh, shit. Okay, so there's that.
16. You have a lot of adopted babies,
I have a nursery going.
Yeah, you do.
And I put them in cute little pots